What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. And today we have a really good episode coming up here with an interview with Brian Norman Sr. Brian Norman Sr. is the father of Brian Norman Jr., the 147-pound WBO champion. And he's very outspoken, he's very vocal. And I definitely wanted to get him on the show so we could talk about his son's recent win in Japan this past Saturday, as well as a potential fight with, Devin Haney, of course, Rohan Polanco, unification possibly with Rolly. Get into the nitty gritty as far as what happened with Boots and all that, and I'm interested in. I'm very very excited for this interview. This should be a fun one. It definitely should be a fun one. I just spoke with him not long ago. He said he's going to be a few minutes late, but we were scheduled for 8:30. So since some of you guys were already patiently waiting, I decided to go live, and chit chat with you guys while we wait for Brian Norman Sr. Yeah, no, but this should be a good one for sure. Should be a good one. And as of right now, if we're being honest, right now, Brian Norman Jr. is the best welterweight right now. Because you got to go by rankings and who's a champion and who you beat. And although the landscape of the welterweight division isn't too deep currently, with Boots leaving, Staniona's just taking an L in a dominant fashion, taking an L to Boots. Right now the number one spot is between Mario Barrios and Brian Norman Jr. And I kind of have to slightly give the edge to Brian Norman Jr. Although, Rohan Polanco, y'all know I'm very high on him. Just his resume isn't there for that argument to happen. So as of right now, I think if we're just going by the numbers, if we're just going by resume, if we're just going by, and you combine that with talent, you have to say he's the number one. He should be the number one rated welterweight, which he is on Ring Magazine. BoxRec has him number three, which is really number two because Boots is moving up. But the guy they have at number two currently is Devin Haney. And I'll be honest with you, I don't agree with that. No disrespect to Devin Haney. I don't think beating Jose Ramirez in a boring fight qualifies you to be the number two welterweight in the world. No disrespect, but that's just my humble opinion. So, yeah, no, Brian Norman is definitely. Oops, hold on. I think you might be having trouble with the link. Hold on one second. Uh, hmm. Hold on one second. He's having a little trouble with the link. Let me help him out, and yeah. Anyways, so he'll hop on. He's just having a little bit of trouble with the link, which is fine. This is not my first rodeo. We've had people have a little trouble with the link. They just need a little bit of guidance, which is fine. But yeah, no, I'm super excited, and he's a very animated person, somebody who's very outspoken. And speaking of him, we have him on right here. Brian, thank you so much for your time, my man. Hello, you hear me?
I hear you now. What's up,
Oh,
man?
great. What's up, my man? First of all, I want to say thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the recent victory in Japan, won by sensational fashion, man. Talk to me about your reaction when you saw your son just completely knock somebody out cold.
I was just like the rest of the world watching it as a fan at that point. I didn't expect to see it. And it happened, and like I said, I'm just like a fan, and it happened so fast, and it was amazing. It was like a shocking moment. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was a fan. Man, I'm sorry, everybody was amazed.
Did you know it would be that easy? I mean, you guys beat him around in the first round, and it just led to a further beating throughout, and then just knocking him out with one shot in the fifth round. Did you know it would be that easy?
Oh, it would be that easy. I didn't think he was on my son's level. Uh, I didn't think he would be able to take my son punches that long. So I I guess you could say I thought it'd be easier than that.
You thought it'd be easier. I mean, it can't get too much easier. You knocked them out in 5 rounds, winning every
No,
single round.
it would took them out in about 3.
Okay, all right. You a tough judge then. You a tough grader.
Right.
I know your son started off his career. A lot of his fights was in Mexico. But besides that, was this the first time your son fights outside of North America? Did he fight internationally in the amateurs?
And the amateur,
No, just in America. So this is your first time going to another country, excluding Mexico, since it's so close to America. So this is your first time.
For him, yes.
How was that experience for you and him?
Oh man, it was cool. It was cool, man. It was a cool experience. It was a good experience. It was the reason that we took the fight. One of the reasons that we took the fight in the first place. Because again, you can't be a world champion without knowing the world. You got to be in the world. So it was a great experience. And we're looking to do it again pretty soon.
All right. Did Top Rank speak to you after the fight or since the fight, as far as what's next for you guys? When, where, who?
Nobody spoke to us about what's next or not, whatever. But it's all good things, of course. You know what I'm saying? You give a viral highlight reel and a devastating performance where you can put really the whole boxing world or on any weight class that you're in, above or below or anywhere near on notice. So, I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying? It moves the needle some. So, yeah, they was excited. They was very excited. And they see finally that he is, what we said he was and what they thought he was. Because they, to be honest, when they signed him, that's exactly what they expected him to be doing. So now he's finally doing it. So it's all good.
Have you guys gained a significant amount of followers? I haven't been following it as far as how much.
I haven't really looked myself like that. Last I checked, I think I probably gained more than my son. My son gained like maybe 7,000. Something like that last time I checked. Something like that.
I was expecting more because I saw that knockout. People who don't watch boxing on my timeline.
That's what I'm saying. Me too. It happens. It happens. It keep happening. It was like $1,000 the last time. 1,000 followers the last time I was there was like in one day. So you know how it is. It's gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's gonna keep growing. After the fights, you had some words about like, pick up your boots and move up and stuff like that. And that. First, let me ask you: were you upset Boots moved up to 154 without you guys fighting?
I was pissed off that he moved up. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot to talk about. A lot of people telling us what we was worth, what we wasn't worth. Not to mention, even when you come to that first negotiation, that fight would have never happened for several different reasons. So even speaking about that fight back last year was a non-starter because my son didn't even fight in 2024. You know what I'm saying? And there was no possible fight they could have had in 2025. And what they did, and they did it on purpose, no doubt, was muddy the water so their gullible fans don't understand what the fuck going on. That's what happened.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know the full story, but and you can clarify things with me. From what I understand, you guys were offered $1.7 million to fight Boots, and you guys turned it down. That's what the word on the streets. Can you explain? Because obviously, if they offering money, I remember you talked about.
We can make that really, really, really basic. Make that really, really basic. No matter what the offer was, we never turned down anything. We got the offer from 750,000, saying let's do it at this amount. Then it went up to this amount. So we got it from 750,000 all the way to 1.7 million, which was almost, and we were coming down on our end and we were about to meet. They didn't want to meet no matter, but here's the kicker. No matter what, the fight would not have taken place because my son's hand injury and because of what the IBF rules are and the Karen fight was already ordered. So no matter what you want to talk about, 1.7 is an illegitimate number. It's an illegitimate factor because no matter what, we were unable to fight last year.
I'm a little confused then. Why you guys were negotiating if the fight
You
wasn't
do the
possible?
same shit everybody else did. I say it all the time, and I say it all the time. If a doctor tell you that you're prepared, that your car, if a mechanic says, "Hey, your car gonna be ready Friday," right? And you say, "Okay, cool, Friday, so I should better get to my appointment on this on such and such day." So then the mechanic, hey, look, it's gonna take a little longer. The part is on back order. It's not gonna be ready such and such. Whose fucking fault is that? I don't have time for them dumbass games. People act stupid because they want to act stupid. You understand what I'm saying? I figured it out. People want it to look this way, but I don't give a fuck about none of that. Bottom line, the fight would not happen last year. There was no fight offered this year at all until May the 16th or mid-May when we was told it was offered. We already had a fight set up for June. For June the 19th. We told Eddie that we'll be able to negotiate it a day of, a day after. A lot of people don't know this part. I don't know why our team or the rest of our team is not telling the truth about. We came right back to Eddie literally 2 days after he said the shit, and they came up missing. And I got proof on that too. But I called his daddy Mosley like 6 times. I called his brother. I texted his brother. Like it was a whole bunch of whole shit. So bottom line, the fight wasn't gonna happen. It was clear to me that they was running from the fight. It was clear to me for whatever reason they don't want the fight to happen. You got Tough Philly. How the hell does Tough Philly allow a country boy call you a bitch? How does Philly allow a country boy call you, say you hit like a girl? How does Philly boy, I mean, how do you do that? How do you do that as a Philly? You're supposed to have this tough reputation and you're not even pressing your man to do it. One or two things is true. Ron Anderson, I can send you the link. I'm gonna play the link. There's no way around it. Anybody else saying anything different is a dumbass and they don't want to know the truth. Hold on.
Yeah, we here to clear stuff up.
No, we're not. We in the mud of the water, Simone. That's what the fuck you already trying to do. You ain't fooling me. Hold on one second. No, you're not. No, you're not. Hold on.
Muddy in the waters, brother.
Brother, you just said it.
I'm not from Philly.
Listen, it don't matter where you're from. You ain't on my side. Let me tell you what it is.
I'm on nobody's side. I'm asking you.
Listen. You said I don't understand. How could it not? Why would you negotiate? It couldn't happen last year.
Yeah, and that's it.
Like you don't. So if a doctor tells you your stitches are going to be ready to go swimming by this day. This day comes, your stitches are not ready to go swimming. Is that your fault?
I'm not understanding how that's an equivalent to you negotiating a fight that you can't fight.
Because we were not ready when the injury wasn't already when they said it to be ready. You understand?
Right. You see how I said we're here to clear stuff up? I didn't know that.
Do you know how many times I just said that 15 times? You hear the mud in the water like everybody did this shit on. Look, listen.
You didn't say that while you guys negotiating, you guys got hurt. You never said that.
We didn't get hurt. The surgery was done July the 29th.
And when was the negotiation started?
The negotiation started at the end of August. The surgery was already completed. The healing date, the expected healing ETA was at the end of September.
See, now we get
the fuck out of here. You knew that. You hear what the fuck I'm saying?
No, I did not, bro.
Hold on. I got something for you. Hold on.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
That's it. Now, so you can say what you want to say about that, but this is how I do when it comes to clearing up that muddy waters right there.
Okay. It's taking you a little bit. You sure you got it, brother?
Fuck you. It's about who the fuck I sent it to.
All right, but why you look for that? So you think Boots is ducking you? You think if you guys weren't
it ain't a think in the question. And anybody with any kind of common sense, they know Philly wouldn't go for that. Nobody would go for that. They don't want him to fight us. They don't want to.
Okay, but what do you make of multiple people?
And the reason it's taking me so long because I'm on the phone. The one I'm talking to you on is the one I'm in, so I'm trying to find it in this phone in Instagram because I know it's in my message on this phone. Okay, so I'm trying to find what I sent it to on this phone.
We'll work through it. Don't worry about it. And you can DM it to me if you want me to put it up on the screen
Nah, I'm gonna play it myself. I don't need anybody twisting shit I say or do. But what you saying though?
All right, no, I was saying, so he's moving up to 54. Any idea as to how long your son is gonna stay at 47? Is that a fight you guys still gonna chase?
I know what's going to happen with that. Just like the tides are turning on them now, and you see more and more people demanding that fight. That's what's going to continue to happen. So all of the propagandas, all of the the this and that shit gonna die, and it's been dying. It's been dying slowly but surely, and people start to realize what the fuck really going on, and less people are buying that shit, especially when, like I said, you can clean it up and you ask for a fight for October, November, December. You can't even, now watch it, I can't even get it already outside of you. Did they come out and say they wanted to fight us October, November, December?
I don't remember the date that they said they wanted to fight you.
Okay, well, look it up then. You're right there. You got all the shit in front of you. Look it up. Look for Eddie Hearn offering Brian Norman to fight. It was when we was in Big Bear or whatever else. So literally, there was one fight negotiation, which was last year, that would not have ever happened, period. And then second, the fight, they came back asking us to fight at the end of the year. My son said, look, we can negotiate it after the fight. We can negotiate it a minute after the fight. We can negotiate it a day after the fight. We can negotiate it then. We then came back a couple of days later and said, not because of me. I said, nah, fuck that shit. Let's lock it in now. We called Eddie. I called his father. We called everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And there was no calls back. They was full of shit from the start. I'm not fooled.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because that's a fight I definitely wanted to watch.
Apparently y'all didn't want to watch it enough, because everybody like to come on the high side and talk about us ducking a 1.7 million when we told you we were worth more than 1.7.
But the thing is, what you got to understand is that not everybody's privy to a lot of the information.
You know what? But it's this right here. It's this right here. A lot of people don't understand. If we told you what we were worth, and then I say, you know what, fuck you then. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to prove to you we worth it. And that's exactly what we're doing. My son's last 3 performances against tougher opponents, on by the numbers, because we got to take the opinions out of it. My son's last 3 opponents by the numbers were tougher than his last 3 opponents. David Avanesian was a 1 week, 2 week replacement, literally a 2 week replacement. He had been knocked out by Terence Crawford. What he did with him was he made him stop on the stool, I think around 5 or so. His next one was against Karen Chukadazian. He went 12 round decision. He looked like shit. His third fight was against Stanionis, a guy in which you asked him, what does Stanionis have to bring to the table? By his admission, nothing we haven't seen before, nothing special. He keeps his hands up and he comes forward. That was by his admissions.
Come on, you telling me that Sasaki and what's his name, Cuevas is better than Aaron and Stanley?
No.
Come on, bro.
I'm telling you, no, I'm not telling you that. Again, that's why I said we got to do it by the numbers, because people like the opinions ain't gonna be that way. You feel what I'm saying? By the numbers. What do you mean? What do you mean by the numbers? By the numbers. Giovanni Santillan was ranked number 1, right up under Terence Crawford. He was next in line for Terence Crawford's belt in the WBO, which is how my son won the title. David Avanesian was ranked.
You're going by sanctioning bodies rankings. That's what you mean by the numbers.
I'm going by sanctioning bodies. I'm going by Ring Magazine. I'm going by BoxRec. I'm going by any kind of ranking you can name. I'm going by listen. I'm going by the numbers of wins and losses. There is not a number that you can come up with that we're not winning in. There's not a number you can come up with.
Well, currently, Stanionis is ranked over Sasaki, so like that automatically just
okay. Stanionis is ranked over Sasaki in Ring Magazine, because Stanionis is ranked over all of them. That's fine and dandy.
And he was a champion, so he wasn't ranked before.
Okay, so when you get the number, that's fine. Stanionis is a good win. Never talk shit about that win. Never said nothing about that win. I said by the numbers, if you look at all 3. You feel what I'm saying? Santillan was ranked higher in the sanctioning body outside of Stanionis than any of the other last three. You got Sasaki was ranked number 2 in the WBO and ranked number 6 in the Ring magazine. Rankins, Giovanni was ranked number 4 in the Ring magazine. We was ranked higher then. BoxRec, he was like ranked. Sasaki was ranked number 3. You could take a ranking, you could take a record. We win across the board. Sasaki had 19-1. Not Giovanni. Stanionis had 15-0. You got Trayvez 27-1. I think Karen was like 24-2. You got David Avanesian. I don't know.
But Boots was a unified lineal champion before he left.
Absolutely.
We also got to talk accomplishments because that's part of the numbers.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not trying to hold on. I don't want to play your son. I'm not saying your son is trash, and I haven't said that. Nor when you.
Oh no, you can't say trash. I don't care about that. You can't say trash.
And I never will say it because he's not. But
you can't say it.
You bringing up numbers. Well, let's talk about accomplishments too, because you get what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
you broke.
We talk about accomplishments. We talk about the bottom line. If we talking about accomplishments or whatever the case may be, my son is 24 years old. Boost didn't do what my son doing at 24 years old. We not here to talk about none of this shit. I'm speaking the same thing.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm not here to convince you or nobody else of shit. We rocking our career. Look, my son is at the top of the division. Is that an argument?
No, that's not an argument.
That's not an argument. At 24 years old, Jaron was not at the top of the division. I don't give a fuck about what you got to say about being frozen out, who was there, who's doing what. They both have 2 title defenses. To the numbers. That's what it is. Simple as that.
All right. Well, all right. Hold on. All right. So, last question about Boots, and we'll move on. What happened in that sparring match where how about I want to hear your end of the story. What happened in those sparring matches? From what I understand, you guys sparred 2-3 times.
Okay, that was.
You break it up.
That was one sparring match. When my son was 20 years old. When my son was 21, there was one sparring match. The first one that we ever met him came fresh off the plane on a Wednesday, went straight to the gym. We sparred. Boots got off with my son, did not knock him down, did not hurt him, did not make him bleed, did not do anything, nothing. He went in there, he did the rounds. The next day they sparred. My son got in there and whooped his ass for the first 3 minutes of they do 4-minute rounds. He did whoop his ass for the first 3 minutes of those 4-minute rounds. From that point on, the sparring sessions were ass. All the way to the last sparring session, they sparred like 6, 7, 8 times. They sparred a lot through 4 years. So all the way through, 4 years. Because 2020, 21, 22, 23. Yes, that's 4. So then all the way to the end, to right before Quentin Randall fight, in the last 30 seconds, my son did the same back again, was putting fist all in his face, and Boots, all he could do was grab him and hold him to the end of the bell. That's what the fuck happened. We're in Philly. Of course, they're gonna lie for their guy. You get what I'm saying? The only sparring session that anybody admitted or even talked about till Bosey ass came out of line. That's why I'm getting how I am now. Going, damn, Bosey, I give you the grace and mercy. Like no interview I ever did with anybody. You don't fucking know me, but you ask anybody else that do know me, they're gonna tell me I'm the most honest motherfucker you're gonna meet. I don't give a fuck about what you got to say. I'm not ashamed of my life. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck about making up shit, making up narratives. I don't have time to forget lies. I can't speak this fast and be spitting out lies and remember the shit. You can't do that. It's impossible.
All right. I want to talk about another sparring session. You guys fought a Dominican guy, Edwin De Los Santos, where Brian Norman said that that's the hardest person he's ever been hit by in sparring.
He said between him and Tank.
Yeah, but he said him and Tank, correct. Yes. Well, can you tell me about those sparring sessions, how those go?
They was good. That was a good sparring session. Tank, it's on record. I told you what happened with that. But Edwin De Los Santos was good sparring with solid gym. You ain't heard nobody tell you no different. It was good sparring. It was work. Okay. Like I'm not one of the people who go around spreading sparring stories. I know that sound crazy, being that I don't talk about sparring, but I only do when people talk shit. I only do it when the other side talks shit. When the other side talks shit, and I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna burn you with the facts. That's it.
Yeah. All right, that's fair enough. All right. So you put me in a position where I had to answer who's the best welterweight, and I said it was your son. Now I'm putting you in a position now where I need you to answer who's the second best welterweight right now.
I don't know. I don't even have an opinion. Are we talking Boots out of it?
Boots out of it. Boots out of it because he just announced that he's moving up to 154. He just vacated both his belts. We got.
I don't have nobody. I don't even have nobody. I don't know. I don't. There's not. It's not like a clear front runner, which is why most people are saying my son the best, because there's no other clear front runner of the second best.
Would you like me to list names and so maybe to refresh your memory as to who's in the division?
I look at him. What do you look at?
Okay.
I can tell you. I can tell you every name up there.
All right. Well, let's get on to something you said on Mill City Boxing, where you mentioned that potentially for a homecoming fight, you're interested in a fight with either Rohan Polanco or Rashidi Ellis.
I would love it.
Which one of those fights you think is the easier or harder fight?
Easier or harder?
Yeah.
Easier is Rohan Polanco across the board. It is.
You really think that?
I spawn everything I love. Yeah, that's who I'm pushing for. I'm not.
So,
look, again, I don't have a reason. I don't have a reason. A lot of you. You look. Listen. That's the crazy thing about even when people talk. I got a kid that's undefeated in life and stepping in that ring. Period. And even in sparring, damn near in 10 fucking years, I got a kid that's delivering and he's getting better and he's getting older, he's getting grown, and he's getting more mature. I have a kid that's knocking people the fuck out, that literally just stretched the motherfucker, had him go out on a damn stretcher. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a fighter. You're not a fighter. You don't know shit about what I know. Your knowledge of boxing and experience don't come close to mine.
You don't know my background, but we'll leave it at that.
Okay, so it's your path. So were you a professional fighter?
Huh? No, professional fighter, no.
No, you wasn't a professional fighter. I was a professional fighter. I had 31 fucking fights. I was a professional fighter with 31 fucking fights. You understand? I'm 46 years old and I've been in boxing for over 30 years. You feel me? Look, did you raise a 6-time national champion? Did you train him? No. Did you? Okay. So I trained a multiple state champion, multiple regional champion, multiple. You understand? You get what I'm going with it.
Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and
so right. So we going to that, but you're talking about
than you. And as far as experience, I have a lot of experience in boxing. Maybe not in the ring like you, but
exactly.
It's to be respected. You don't need to be the president to know what the president should be doing.
No. You need to at least be near, go through, have gone through and get near it to realize what's going on and what it takes. You don't even know.
Exactly what I told you is that you don't know what I've been through, not been through. You don't know who I know.
Well, guess what? Mine is on record. Mine is on record. Mine is on record. Mine is in the forefront. Mine is in your face. Mine is the best in the welterweight division today. Last time I checked, I don't know anybody you train. Nobody you train has come forward and said you're the best. Nobody, like, you have nothing in there. You have no skin in the game to prove to listen. You have no skin in the game to compare.
You gotta be a trainer to know boxing, is what you're saying. You can't be a
no. That's not what I'm not saying.
I'm asking. That's
no, I'm not saying that. No, I'm telling you, based on what the fuck I know, you don't know as much. You don't know as much as I know. I've already done more. It's like you said, the president. It's like you being a fucking city councilman telling the president what the fuck he need to do to be the president. Like, fuck out.
We're veering off. We're veering off. Let's talk about Rohan Polanco, which you touched on. You said that's the fight you're pushing for.
Yes, Rohan Polanco.
I find that interesting. That is a fight that interests me. I'm surprised that's a fight you would be interested in.
I'm pressing it very hard. I'm pressing it like
why is that the fight you're pushing for? Why?
I'm pushing it very hard because we didn't know about Rohan Polanco, I think, till early this year. Either right after Cuevas or right before Cuevas, people started saying his name. And I was like, who the fuck is Rohan Polanco? And then come to find out after watching his fights, after they said his name, because I watched top rank cards, I had seen him I just didn't realize that his name didn't ring bells to me, so I didn't know who the fuck Rohan Polanco was. He was just a fighter that was on one of the undercards that I watched, and I was not impressed at all. And I'm looking at him, and I watched fight after fight. I'm like, this the motherfucker y'all talking about. Like, what is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? He don't hit hard enough to get no fucking respect from my son. He doesn't box. So what the fuck is he gonna do? That's what I'm confused about. What the fuck is he gonna do? He done got no fucking lateral movements. He ain't coming. He not coming in with shit special. Rohan Polanco think he bad. And when my son has already proven in the last 3 fights, very badly. All 3 of those fighters fought the exact same way as Rohan Polanco. They think they're bad. The nigga going to sleep. Excuse my French.
None of them fight like Rohan. Come on, stop.
Every last one of them, they think they're bad. What does Rohan Polanco do? Help me understand. What am I missing?
He has a good shoulder roll. He comes forward. He puts a lot of pressure. He has a very awkward left hook. He has heavy hands. Good jab to the body. He has a lot to offer, I think.
Look, you saw what happened with the jab to the body last night. The left hook, that looping ass left hook. I taught my son that shit a long time ago. I know exactly what about. It's like an overhand left. I taught my son the same thing a long time ago. We're not worried about nothing he got to do. I'm not worried about nothing he got. Rohan Polanco ain't got shit for my son. So you ask me why I'm pressing for it. I'm pressing for it so we on here speaking the same language. Now, again, my son like to fight. I like to fight. Rohan Polanco is trying to get what we are. He not what we are. Well, you want to say he is what we are. He not. My son is now, he got 2 title defenses, the youngest champion in boxing. Last time I checked, I think Polanco was like 26 years old. So he's behind my son. He's behind my son in achievements. See, when I say things like this.
But your son went pro 2 years earlier than him.
Absolutely. Wow. That's what I just was about to say.
That's why.
Right. But look, so what does that say then? He went 2 years earlier, and he achieved it faster. How long has Rohan Polanco been? How long has Rohan Polanco been a pro?
5 years. He went pro in 2020, and he went to the Olympics. Something your son didn't do. So let's not diminish.
We skip that.
His talent. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, I'm not diminishing his talent. But last time I checked, Dominican I don't remember Dominicans winning the gold medal in the Olympics in the time of recent.
We won Olympic medal gold. More recent than America. So
okay, I just said in recent years. I don't remember it. I mean, it's just like China. It's just like Japan. I don't remember it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, that's fine. And we just got 2 medals in this last Olympics, more than America.
Congratulations. I'm not speaking on the Dominicans as a race. It's not me trying to say y'all race not good. I'm not saying any of that. I just know that I'm in the welterweight division, just like the Japanese in the welterweight division, that what you're likely to do, and that's not likely. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Moving on from Rohan, I wanted to ask you, so like, you guys are from Atlanta. I feel like that's an untapped market. Like Atlanta is really, in terms of like the African American community, the culture, like a lot of it runs through Atlanta, and I feel like boxing in general hasn't tapped that market. What is your son's popularity in Atlanta? Is he like?
That's another thing that people don't know. My son been popular in Atlanta. People look outside. He's never headline. Yes, the fuck he had. You can go back through his whatever. Just because he never headline on Top Rank. My son been with Top Rank since 2023. A lot of people don't know this. He became a world champion. His 1, 2, 3. His 5th fight. He became world champion. His 5th fight with Top Rank. Not even 2 years in. Not even 2 years. A year and a half in. A year and a half in, he became. So if you go back and look at his record before that, he was at home. When he came out of Mexico, he was at home. He was headlining cards. Again, he's a young champion. Even his father, even I sold out the event that I did. So I did. It was sold out.
We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, I sold out the event that I did. That's why I be listening to people. I'm like, because you in wherever the fuck you at, and don't nobody like you don't know him. We don't know you. So it's the same fucking difference. My son get all the love around the city. We go to the airport, we get love there. We have people wait with trying to get autographs the whole night. So it's no different.
Okay. What's the boxing scene like in Atlanta? Y'all not known for producing boxers. I mean, I know y'all had Evander Holyfield, but other than that, I can't really name.
We had the Atlanta Holyfield. You can't disrespect the great Burner Forrest. God rest his soul.
Oh, okay, all right.
Burner Forrest, Evander Holyfield, which was after Evander Holyfield. You got O'Neal Bell, who unified. He was undisputed at cruiserweight. A lot of people don't know. Again, I know the history of boxing. That's what I'm telling you. I've been around this for a long time. So I speak very confident about what the fuck I'm talking about because I know my shit.
I got you. Let's not veer off the question. Well, what's the boxing scene like? I know there's I forget the guy's name. It slipped my mind. The Muslim guy. He's out there. He's doing his thing.
I know what you're talking about. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't have nothing to do with nothing.
I'm saying the boxing scene in general.
I understand the boxing scene in general is not that good. The boxing scene in general is it is what it is. Well, we trying to change that. We doing that to change that. I don't know what the rest of the boxing world is doing. I don't know what the rest of Atlanta is doing, but I know what we doing. And we are the youngest world champion in boxing. People hate that. We got there earlier than anybody else that's in boxing as a champion right now. We got to where we are, like I said, in 6 years. 6 years. We got to world title.
Do you guys have any connections with any rappers? Because again, like Atlanta really last I want to say 15, 20 years.
Yeah. See, that's the problem right there. What you just said right there is really kind of stereotypical. We don't give a fuck about that.
No, I'm only asking.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you why the fuck you ask me? Do we have any connection with any country singer?
Well, I mean, if you would let me answer the question, the reason I say is because boxers are known for coming out with rappers or singers as they're coming out, and that's why I asked: is there a connection where that could possibly gain you guys some followers, some notoriety?
Yeah, yes, I do. I do have. I've been me personally. I've known rappers all my fucking life.
All right, any good ones?
Yes.
Can you name them?
You got from history, Pastor Troy, all the Atlanta rappers, Pastor Troy, the Young Bloods, Killer Mike. We got access. We can get a hold of all of those guys. The two I just named first, Pastor Troy and the Young Bloods, direct contact with. We can get a hold of Killer Mike if we need to. We can probably get a hold of a T.I., somebody if we needed to. So I mean, we have direct connections. It's not that big.
Okay. I got a couple super chats. I want to fans add that asking some questions. So here's John BX sends a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, ask him why is he talking about any other fighter but Devin when he told Build on the Boxing Voice he wanted that fight and would call him after. I believe he meant Sasaki. So
know what's crazy? I seen John BX bum ass in the comments earlier today with Adrian Clark. Mm-hmm. What you think we scared of Devin? Is that what you think of John BX? You think we scared of Devin? Is that what you believe? What are you talking about? We just had a fight. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Devin ain't calling and knocking us down and say, yeah, we want y'all next. What the fuck are you talking about? What's the reason of us? We had a fight set up. That's what pisses me off. How people forgetting it. You got me off task. I gotta find this fucking video. Anyway, we had a fight that we were supposed to have that was verbally agreed, and it was agreed in the media and everything else. We had a fight that was supposed to be at the end of this year. That's what we was focused on. We was focused on what we had to do, and we wanted the other one. That's all we was worried about. That's all we was focused on. You feel what I'm saying? It's tripping me out that people have selective memory and that this guy can just run away before it happens. Mysteriously right before it happened, after saying he ain't got no problem with nothing and this and that. It's just amazing. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I got two super chats from Ramon de la Cruz, $2 super chat. Salute to you. The first one is Polanco versus Norman, Atlanta, no problem. Send the contract. And then he says, just send the contract and stop talking.
Shut the fuck up. Who are you? Who the fuck are you? I don't have to shut up and stop talking. You look. If we did, we would be giving Polanco an opportunity. He wouldn't be giving us one, dumbass. He wouldn't be giving us an opportunity. So what are you talking about? It may not be Polanco. If Polanco don't bring no fucking, he doesn't move the needle for us. He does not move the needle for us. You understand what I'm saying? So we're looking at it with John BX bum ass to had a better question with Devin than fucking Polanco. Devin will move the needle more. Polanco will only be in consideration if it's a homecoming fight. Rich Ellis will only be in consideration if it's a homecoming fight. So if Top Rank don't have a homecoming fight scheduled for next, then they're not even in consideration. So hold your fucking horses. I don't even know what's next. I'm not the manager. I'm not the promoter. I'm not the person that's going to make the decision. I'm the one that's going to influence the decision.
Okay. And so, and what percentage would you say that the Polanco fight is more likely to be the next fight? You said that's the one.
I can't say because I have zero clue because I don't know what's next. You got Bob and you know, you got Top Rank in Japan strictly for us. They were very excited. They were very happy. You know, it was all smiles and all, oh man, you know, you got a big future. It was all of that going on. But are they going to do it was said, I think we should go to Atlanta. Is that going to be next? That was by Bob. Is that going to be next? Who the fuck knows? You get what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. You can't just say anything and make it happen. It's a business thing. Again, that's like what we was talking about experience. We can't just go here just saying shit and not know what the fuck going on. It takes things to make things happen. That's it.
Okay. I got Jose Saladin who says $2 super chat. So thank you so much. First one is send a contract, stop talking. Second one is contradiction at its finest. I'm not sure what he meant by that last one.
Dickhead, because I ain't contradicted nothing I said. I answer y'all bum ass motherfuckers that don't know nothing about boxing, word by word, line by line. I ain't denied or ducked any question. You welcome to put it in a regular chat, super chat, whatever else, directly what the fuck you want to know, and I'll explain it. I'm not afraid of you motherfuckers. You don't bother.
The only question that I had on my list that you didn't answer is how long more or less would you guys be at 147?
That's up to my son. My son made the weight pretty easy. He made the weight. People got to understand that on a regular, when he not just fucking off, my son walked around 162. That's on the regular. We not fucking off. You feel what I'm saying? He was a little smaller than that. He did get a little bigger. He was walking around like 157. I think probably maybe a year ago, a little less than a year ago, he was walking around 157. So now he's naturally walking around a little bit bigger. So that just, but he made this, to be honest, this was the easiest he made the weight. I'm not gonna say it's ever, but it was the easiest he made the weight in a very fucking long time. Like, he was bigger now than he was before, but he made the weight with no fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, 17 pounds or whatever, that ain't shit.
All right. Last question for me, and then I'll give you the option of wanting to speak to the fans. But so first of all, how did the fight with you and Greg come about? I'll be honest, I don't follow too much and how it happened. I just found out it happened, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I saw you won.
Hey, I'm down. My mind won't let me. I'm down to get in this phone to get this video. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
No problem. All right, fellas. My man Brian Norman Sr., he's gonna get a video going. So while we wait for that, just hopefully you guys enjoying the show. That I appreciate everybody who sent the super chat. That's truly greatly appreciated. You supporting the channel, and the more you support the channel, the more it grows. So I appreciate everybody there. Hopefully, my man Brian Sr. could figure out his phone situation. I don't know why his phone froze if he's looking for a video, but hopefully he can figure that out, and we could check this out.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Hold on.
All right, you got a video you wanted to show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the first part. Somebody explain this to me. This was a month and a half ago.
I was week on Tuesday. I didn't work on since Tuesday. I eat the day before the week. I mean, week 147. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Actually talking one of that.
right. So, so I'm trying to understand. A month and a half ago, Eddie came to us. A month ago, first, Eddie came to us and asked us to lock in a fight for October, November, December. We agreed verbally. Month and a half before, I'm sorry, half a month before that, 2 weeks before that, Boots comes out after staying on this fight, bragging, happy. Man, that be y'all talking. And he said the same thing I've been saying. Because I've been saying he wasn't that big. He's not that big. Y'all don't know that motherfucker. He's not that big. I don't give a fuck what it look like on TV. So anyway, he came out saying that, you know, I look weight trained and this and that. Man, y'all just be talking, man. Y'all don't know what's going on in there. Y'all say anything. So my thing is this. One of two things is true. Either he's a liar or he's a pussy. He's a liar or he's a pussy. Because even with Ness or anybody else, they saying fighters lie all the time. So if he's a liar, then you can't pick and choose what you're going to believe. If he's a known liar, you understand? If he's a pussy, then just say that.
I mean, that's a strong word, though. You don't think you should be a little bit more careful calling another?
I don't give a fuck if he's a liar or he's a pussy. I told you, I want these feelings. I want these boys to go. Listen, I have disrespected him so much. That's why I know for a fact Philly's soft as fuck. I have disrespected that man so much, and nobody presses him to come shut me the fuck up. Because they don't want him in the ring. He doesn't come out and shut me the fuck up because he don't want to get in the ring. He does not want to get in the ring. And I knew this since December last year. You can go for anybody on this panel who ever seen me in the chats, and I've been in the comments of the videos, the old videos. Go back to all of the videos that Boots was doing before staying on this fight. And look at me in the comments and look at what I'm saying. I knew he was gonna run. Look at me, what I'm saying. Go look at all the interviews. Go look at it in the comments of any of those interviews, any interview he did before staying on this. Look at me in the comment section. You're gonna see me saying, please go to that motherfucker shit, press him to fight us next. Because I knew he was gonna run. Because he was speaking undisputed. He was speaking this, he was speaking that before. When he got this thing on this fight lined up, he started speaking with unifications, and then we'll see after that. They asked him about my son. I don't want to talk about no other fight than the one in front of me. This and that. He started speaking different. I peeped it. I peeped the play. I know what the fuck going on.
There's the one thing I'll say that it'll be in your favor. One thing that so he fought in the IBF pretty much his whole career. You know, the whole time he was fighting the eliminators, and he got the interim, and then he got elevated, and he made defenses, and you know, when you with the IBF, you got that 10-pound rehydration clause. So
he wouldn't have had it. He wouldn't have had it to unify with us.
No. What I'm saying is he was doing it for a while. My thing is like if you was having trouble with the weight, wouldn't you know?
He said he wasn't having trouble with the weight. He's a fucking liar. He's a liar one way or the other. He's a liar. No matter what, he's a liar.
So I was gonna ask you, you think, because you mentioned either he's a liar or he's a pussy, but you think he was a liar?
I think he both.
All right. all right. Let me
hey, this. My opinion is my opinion, your opinion is your opinion. I think he both.
No, I don't have a problem with
I think he a pussy. And look, so what man? Listen, we're in a hurt sport. We in a sport where you can literally, physically, and I'm gonna get back to that Greg Hackett situation. We're in a sport where you can physically get in the ring and shut a motherfucker up legally. Do it in devastating fashion, however you want to do it. You can do that. This is the beautiful and perfect opportunity, especially when just a month and a half you said I make weight easy. This is the one. No, Stanionis didn't call him a pussy. Stanionis didn't call him a liar. Stanionis didn't call him a bitch. Stanionis wasn't around smearing his. I'm in his daddy inbox. I'm in his daddy text. I called it. I harass his father. I harass his brother. I harass them all. And I say, tell that motherfucker. I got the pictures and everything. I tell that motherfucker. So Philly, you know how soft y'all motherfuckers looking? Nobody pressed him to shut me the fuck up. He'll be a soft ass pussy. Clip this shit. He a soft pussy. Make him. We want him in the ring.
Okay. All I got Juan De Lo Mio who sends a $5 super chat. Salute to you, my brother. He says fans got to stop acting stupid. At the end of the day, if Top Rank don't want the fight right now, they're not gonna put that resources behind the fight. I'm not sure what he meant by that, to be honest with you.
Another idiot that don't know boxing. He think that top rank is the one. No, this is the fight we just fought wasn't a top rank. It's not about putting resources behind anything. It was us taking the deal from Matchroom. We are still human beings. We are still free. It's still a free country. You understand? We would have had to pay them a certain amount of money to go over there and do business over there. So the guy who just said what he said, it's like that's what these managers come in at. They don't know what they're talking about. What he's saying is Top Rank trying to stop the fight. No, they're not. They gave us the option to take the fight. Top Rank has nothing to do with that fight at all. Nothing.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the Greg Hackett situation. We never touched on it. How did that fight happen? I know him for giving his opinion on YSM, and then all of a sudden, I wasn't following it too closely, and then you guys are fighting. I'm like, why is he fighting?
It happened the exact same way as what we're talking about right now. It happened with me for a whole year in any.
You good?
Let me call you back in 1 second. I'm doing the interview. Yeah, I'm at home. All right. Anyway, it happened the exact same way with me standing on business. I mean, unfortunately, I'm from the old school. I'm about integrity. My word is my word is my bond. My balls is my word. I'm not afraid of anything, or don't know. I don't have a job where motherfucker I make my everything. So I have every right and I'm me. I don't give a fuck. So I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm walking it exactly like I talk it in every single way. Upon doing that, Greg Hackett get upset about that. He get to talking shit. We got to fight. We got to squat. Well, I tell you what, then, motherfucker, I'm going to give you what you asked for. Because I stand on what I say. That's what I did. We did that. We got with BLK Prime. They gave us a call. We made the fight happen. I beat him. Atlanta 1, Philly 0. Now Atlanta 2, Philly 0. Because they don't want that smoke. That's what happened. Simple as that. An old man fought an active fighter, younger fighter, came out of 14-year retirement and beat him. It shouldn't have been close if you look at it that way. I don't even train anymore. I don't do shit. I tore my bicep doing it. That's my surgery. I'm still not healed.
Damn.
I tore my bicep. I tore my bicep December the 26th, the day after Christmas, training for the fight. And I still fought and I still won.
Did that affect you training your son? Do you do MIT? Do you have your?
Yeah, it did. It affected everything. I couldn't even try. I didn't train him for this fight. I didn't train him for this fight. I trained him for the Cravens fight. Yes, I did not train him for this fight.
So who trained him? If you
my assistant coach, Byron Oglesby.
Okay, all right. I have John BX who sends a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, Dev called your son ass and you not looking for him. Does that make you pussy as well?
Well, last time I checked, I did check that with Bill. Devin came back and said, I guess he ain't so ass. And no, well, absolutely. Devin gonna get that work. Okay. Devin gonna get that work. I know what I'm looking at. Devin ain't talking with Venom. We gonna get that work. We ain't worried about that. If they got Devin at the top of the division where he ain't even fought a welterweight yet, then what's that? You know what I'm saying? So John BX, if you trying to push we afraid of Devin, don't nobody believe that. I don't know where you going with that one. I don't know where you going with that one.
All right. So at the end of my interviews, I usually give the link to the fans to call in and ask questions, but it seems like you have a lot of tension. Is that okay with you? I want to ask permission.
Cool. Listen to me. It's not even tension. It's, again, I'm very direct. I don't give a fuck about what a fan got to say. I'm going to tell you the truth. You got a Jerome Boots in it or anybody else that ain't even going to come tell you nothing. The fans are going to make their own narratives for these people. I come right here in your face and everything I say adds up. With him or them, you have to guess and make conspiracy theories around what it could be and what it could have was. No, I'm right here in your face. I'm not afraid of no fucking fan. A fan, look, if you knew how pussy fans are on the street, when we was at Quavez fight, I had one Boosie Ennis fan coming down talking after Quavez fight. He literally started running when he got off the escalator. I didn't even know what was going on. He was like, yeah, but I bet you won't say that to Ennis. I bet he started running. White guy. I was like, it took a minute for me to realize what the fuck he was even saying to me. You know what I'm saying? He was one guy. He started running. He got off the escalator in Vegas in the Found Blue Hotel, and we had just won. Just came down, the team got out. We at the bottom of the escalator. He's coming down the escalator. He came down and he started saying something. And before I realized what he kept saying, it was something about Boost and something about, yeah, but you won't take that. But something about Boost, something about the fight and the negotiation, some shit about that. Same old shit. But he started running after. Fat white boy, first of all, because if I wanted to catch him, we'll whip his ass. Like, that was easy. But I just want to put out how pussy they are. You feel what I'm like? These niggas is crazy. Ain't nobody coming to my face talking.
Now, honestly, I've had similar experiences where people will talk crazy on the internet, and then they see me.
And when you see him, it's totally different.
And it's like, yo, bro, it's the internet. It's just, I'm just trying to.
That's why I speak so freely and I talk the shit I talk. I'm not afraid of anybody. Because when you see me in the face, I don't know how I look on here. I'm not like the guy you can walk up on and run up on talking shit. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not him. You ain't. I'm not.
So the way you are right now, if I run into you down the block, cameras off, that's the way you are in person.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I ain't the guy. Well, first of all, when you see me, I'm gonna be smiling and happy, laughing. That's just how I am. I'm generally a happy person. You feel what I'm saying? But
not this interview, but all right. Yeah.
No, I am. No, you go watch my Instagram. Go look at me. Anything on me Instagram. Go look at anything on my story. Go look at me. Anything ever. You gonna see me smiling, laughing, and playing. Right, anything. Right. You would never. The only time you see me mad, upset after the fights, when I'm talking shit. When I say, motherfucker, I told you. But I'm telling you, my point has been proven. Outside of all of that, even dressing room when I'm just in casual and calm, regular guy fashion. Now I'm cool as fuck. I don't even move like that.
I got a couple fans that calling in right now. I'm gonna put them on so they can ask you a question. Xavier, thank you so much for the call. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. How are you, Joel? How you doing, Norman Senior? How you doing?
What's going
on? This morning, Adrian Clark was on. You can't hear me? No, you can't hear me?
He's not talking.
I can hear him fine.
You can't hear me? You don't hear me?
I hear you, but I don't hear him.
You don't hear? Who don't you hear?
I see him. I see the guy over here on my side. I don't hear him talking. I see him.
Okay. Xavier, ask me the question and I'll ask him.
Can you guys hear me now? Is it good now?
I can hear you, but he can't hear you. So just ask me the question.
Okay. So Adrian Clark, their manager, was on TBV this morning, and he said,
I hear him now.
All right.
Adrian Clark was on the Boxing Voice this morning. He said he wants to wait till after the Pacquiao Barrios fight because he wants a Pacquiao fight. Do you think that's realistic? Like, do you think that Pacquiao would give you guys a fight, even though like you would think he only wants like big money fights?
I mean, you got to think about it right now. If Pacquiao is a welterweight and Brian Norman is not with Jerron and it's gone, it's not even an argument that people put any other welterweight above Brian Norman. Absolutely, he'll give it to him. And then after that viral highlight knockout where he got a guy stretched out, yeah, like why would it not be realistic? And then Mario Barrios did an interview yesterday, and he said he'll give him a shot. He said he'll fight my son. So I mean, the future is bright.
Okay. It's just if Pacquiao wins, I don't know if he will. I just think he'd want like bigger names and I feel like they'll do a Tank versus Pacquiao type thing, for the money. That's already something that's been said. So.
Yeah, of course, a tank fight with anybody is gonna be a lot bigger. But like I said, you're talking about the welterweight division here, so
it's just a lot of politics,
But also
like the money.
But let's be real. If Pacquiao go in there and beat Barrios and he looks spectacular, Tank ain't gonna take that fight. I don't see Tank taking that fight. It don't make sense.
Yeah, I for sure. But then I also see Pacquiao wanting to target like a Ryan Garcia or a Devin Haney or a bigger name than your son. You know,
Yeah. I mean, and that's
just
fine. I
because
mean,
of money,
but what
you
is
know.
that? But right. And then it'll be the WBC title too. So yeah, I can see a Devin Haney and Pacquiao. Absolutely, I can see him doing something like that.
All right, yeah, that was
But
just
I
a
mean,
question
again,
I had.
all you can do, we don't have nobody else beat down our door no more. Like I said, before this fight, we had options. You know, people was talking, ain't nobody talking no more. Nobody want no damn smoke. So now, after this one, it was completely the opposite. Crickets. Ain't nobody talking shit. So that's why my son said what he said about he thought he had a fight because that's what we thought we had. We was really counting on that shit, but we knew we was gonna do this. We wasn't gonna overlook Quaver. I'm not Quaver. We wasn't gonna overlook Sasaki. But motherfucker, we got this business to take care of. I got like 3 different ways of beating them, but like we done already planned it. The work is already done for that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
why we was looking forward to that.
So I just have 2 more questions, if that's fine with you, Joel. Real
You
quick.
gotta make it quick ones. I got people waiting.
Obviously, I would assume a goal of yours is to become undisputed.
Yeah, absolutely, and we gonna
where-
and it is, and unlike other people who says their goal is to become undisputed, we want the fan to hold us accountable to that. We
All right.
absolutely
So
don't want
where do you see your
that.
son ending up in weight, and then who do you think is the best current fighter at 54 right now?
54, I think Bacham right now.
Okay, and where do you see
Bacham is a
Norman
dangerous
ending up
fucking
in
fighter.
weight? Like, what do you think is his last division where he'll end off?
I ended at when I was at 75 to 68. I was on those two. I think my son. I mean, depending on how big it get, he might do a 68 just because, but other than that, probably 60. He's smaller than me. He's just a little bit smaller than me frame wise. I was big. I was always bigger than him.
All right. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Joel. Have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah, I was never I was never my son's size. Even when I started as an amateur, I was 162 pounds. I was never my son's size.
Hey, I have another caller here. His name is Andy. How you doing, my man?
Hi, Joel. Hi, Senior. How you doing? Congratulations on the win. I had a question. If Boots,
I can't hear that he talking. I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, he's talking.
Oh, yeah,
It's so weird that
you hear me?
I hear you. Just tell it to me and I'll tell it to him.
Okay, if Boots and Norman fight, how does he see that fight going? Does he feel it goes into a knockout or a decision?
If Boots and your son fight, do you think that fight ends in a knockout or a decision?
It's absolutely going to end in a knockout, but we'll never know because the fans don't want to press him. Like, what the fuck? Everybody pressing us, talking about some shit we dug last year. I've been telling people again, go read. If you don't believe me, go read the comments in any interview he did, and all those Mill City interviews that I did in or around. I said, I knew he was gonna run. I said, tell him to fight us next. I knew what was coming. I seen it. I seen it coming since before the Stanionis fight. I seen it coming. But I think it's going to end in a knockout, but we'll never know because the fans don't really want to see it. They only want to see one person scared. They don't want to see the other person that's scared. So, you know, it is what it is.
All right.
You think, how many rounds you think it'll last? How many rounds?
He asks, how many rounds do you think it'll take for your son to knock him out?
Nah, you can't. With a fight like Jerron Ennis, I can't say that on that one. I have no clue. Yeah, I think it'll come though. You know, I'm not even gonna guarantee a knockout. Like, that's not something I would go in there. I would put a bet on. I would put money on it, but I would like put the house on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he is a crafty fighter. He has good ways or whatever else. I've seen him hold. Like I say, even in sparring, I've seen him hold against lesser fighters or whatever else. I stay true to what I've been saying since the beginning of the time of how the fight will go. And mind you, he hasn't been in the ring or shared the ring with my son since my son was 22 years old. And even then, I saw how it went. I told you when my son got to mixing it up with him, he will hold him. He will not fight him on the inside. So it is going to be so no matter what, like I've been saying since the beginning, y'all can go back and listen to any of my interviews, Jerron Ennis won't fight the same. That's what you got to understand. He won't fight the same. Because when you have some devastating power coming back at you, you're not going to fucking run up in that fight the same. When you got a guy like Stanionis that's right in front of you, and you can step around him, you can get around him, you can this and that. He's not punching between your punches. He's not trying to counter you. Like Stanionis didn't do nothing. He didn't do none of that, which, you know, we didn't know he was. I thought he would have been a lot better opponent than that. I thought the pressure that he was putting on in previous fights and what was going on with it gave Boots a lot of trouble, but he wasn't trying to cut it off. He was afraid to throw the jab because he was afraid that Boots was going to counter him. That was the biggest thing. His offense, my Stanionis here, his offense is created off of his jab, and he was afraid to throw the jab. Y'all go back and watch round one. You'll see what I'm talking about. Watch round one with him and Maestre. Watch round one with him and Butayev. And then watch round one with him and Jaron Ennis. Mind of a boxer, baby, mind of a trainer. He was afraid to throw the jab. So he couldn't even get nothing started. He was dead before he started.
Andy, thank you so much for the call, my man.
Well, okay. One more question. I saw his...
start talking, I don't hear him.
Okay, he's gonna tell me, and I'm gonna tell you. What's up?
I saw when he fought his opponent. The son fought the opponent with Robert Garcia, and I knew that he was really good right there with that fight with that opponent. He top notch. His son is top notch.
All right, thank you so much. All right. So he knew your son was top notch when he seen you fight Robert Garcia's fighter, which I'm assuming is the same.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Again, people, they not realizing, like, when you take an Abdullah Mason, you know, at the same age, damn near, you take, you know what I mean? Everybody else get all of these, you know, gracious man, and he's only this and he's only that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son is being mentioned with the top fucking fighters. He's 24. He's a top fighter in his division. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So we cool with that.
All right.
But thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for noticing, you know what I'm saying, that he is the real deal. He is the real deal. Look at the calmness. Look at the maturity of what he is in the ring. I always ask. I told Jamil from YSM the other day, I said, do me a favor. If you say you're not biased, if you say you're not pushing propaganda, why don't you ask those fans that you keep asking about sparring? Ask, is that the exact same person that was in the ring in that gym that you see in the ring today? You feel what I'm saying? Those questions won't be talked about, but it is what it is. You hear all the people that support him, Jaheed Tucker. And Jaheed Tucker sparred my son. He was 20 years old. Said that he hit harder than Boots. You heard Cornflake, Thomas Lamana. You heard him. You don't want to say it, but he kept saying, Ryan Norman can punch. He kept saying it. You feel what I'm saying? He can really punch. You know what I mean? You heard him.
I said, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, you hear it. You just got to read between the lines because people are so they're afraid of what I get, and that's boot slander. I don't give a fuck about boot slander. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, but again, imagine that was coming from a 20-year-old kid. We sparred Thomas Lamont when he was 22 years old. You got the guy JYD that told a bold-faced ass lie that we only met JYD one time ever in life. And when we met JYD one time ever in life, we sparred J-Rock that day, and we sparred him that day. That motherfucker never seen us in the ring with Jaron Ennis. You feel what I'm saying? But he want to go making up shit. So that tells you everything you need to know for me. I'm like, damn, you feel like you got to come out the woodwork and make up shit? That's crazy. But it's all good.
I have here $2 super chat. Salute to you by Lake County. He says, yo,
that's my dog.
He says, yo, congrats, senior. Officially world champs. Norman gang. So this
man,
is
officially, we're going to say world. So I'm going to leave it like that because he's been officially world champ, but he's a world champion. Hey, they now pressing their favorite fight to go across the world. They want their favorite fight to bring it to the local, you know what I'm saying, to the local arena. You feel what I'm saying? We don't want to go to the local arena. We don't want to do that.
Yo, but Brian, man, this was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I know we had some tense moments, but that seems to be your forte. Can I have you back on another day?
I'm here, man. I don't duck. Look, matter of fact, for any question that you think I didn't answer, for any understanding you think you don't have, for anything that you think you don't know, you want facts or proof for me, you can text that shit, email that shit to me, and I have everything ready for you. See, Boots don't even talk. His team don't even talk. He allow y'all to make the narratives. You got to remember when he ducked Virgil, remember how long it took him to come back with an excuse. After saying it's time to move up to 54, after saying he'll fight him, after Eddie saying that they was in negotiations, after all this going on, now he said he didn't even know about it. Well, damn, where the fuck was you at under a rock? It took him forever to come back with a fucking with a defense. It took him forever. It took him forever to come up with damage control. You would never see us doing that because we ain't ever ducking shit, and ain't gonna never be no damage control because it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't gotta hide from no fucking questions. We are not ashamed of what it is.
I respect that. I definitely respect that. Would it be possible for you to connect me with your son for a possible interview? I would love to interview the champ himself.
He got too much shit going on right now. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it because it's been some people that he do fuck with that I asked him to go with right now. He just said, "Nah, right." He got a lot of shit going on. You know how it is.
I'm just saying.
Maybe when things he just fought. Maybe when he cool off, you know what I'm saying, with whatever the fuck he got going on, because they got a lot of shit lined up. Like, you know, again, it's gonna get bigger for him. It's gonna get bigger for him. We're talking great.
How about this? Whenever he gets his next fight, when he's doing his media run, could he stop at Broadway, Joel?
Yeah, just text me and whatever, and I'll let him talk to you. That's cool.
My man, thank you so much for your time. Again, hopefully
we ain't got no more smoke. I ain't got no more smoke to distinguish. Ain't nobody got no smoke for me.
Hold on, let me throw the link in the chat again. I had one guy who hopped on, but he was having internet connection. So
go give me all the smoke. I want the smoke. I want the big. Hey, look, y'all not gonna push Boost about it because he gonna never tell you shit. Y'all just gonna push me about it, and then you gonna push your narrative on me of what you think is happening, and I'm gonna disprove it. You feel what I'm saying?
I got a caller right now. I got Juan.
Yeah, I got some smoke. I got some smoke.
Remember, I can't hear him.
Oh, he can't hear you.
Dang, he can't hear me.
He got some smoke for you. Hopefully, you can hear him.
Joel,
hearing him.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing right now.
Yeah, damn, man. I don't know what's going on.
You called them. They popping up. I got a lineup for you. So
tell him it's difficult for me.
You got to say it to me.
It's difficult for me to have some smoke for me because this is what you appreciate nowadays. You appreciate people that are sincere, people that give it to you straight raw, and that's what he's providing for us. First and foremost, tell him that.
He said it's hard to give somebody smoke. Somebody who can you repeat that?
Somebody that's concrete, straight up, and
somebody
gives it to you.
Somebody who's concrete, straight up, always giving you answers, straightforward. He says it's hard to give somebody smoke when somebody's being so honest.
And one
appreciate you. I appreciate. Listen. That's probably the first time I ever heard that. I really appreciate you noticing that. I appreciate when people fans understand and notice what real is and not try to spin bullshit. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to dodge no question. If you ever see me on any interview and I didn't answer a question, it's because my mind works in a wider way. And I could be going this way then. And then she left because as I started talking, I remember something else. You feel what I'm saying? I don't dodge no questions. I don't dodge no smoke. I have none of that. I'm going to give you everything. But I really appreciate you noticing that.
Thank you. One more thing, Joel. Tell him that we appreciate champions like his son.
If he's saying something I can't hear.
That don't dodge no smoke, that are straight up and down fighters that could box and want to entertain the fans.
He said
that just don't want to clinch and run around the ring.
Yeah, he appreciates your son's style and the fact that he's not one of these guys running around. He's not one of these guys ducking, and that he has an entertaining style. That's something.
Thank you. And you know what? I'm loving that part of it too. You can go back. I like to point people to, if y'all get a chance. My son had a lot of people don't know this either. And it's even about the sparring situation too. My son only had 2 good hands a very short period of time. He fought all like 20 plus fights with bad hands. He had bad hands. Matter of fact, he hurt his hand in the ringside tournament, the tournament that he won, and right before he went pro. So he broke his fucking hand in like the summertime the year before. We never got it fixed. We had to hurry up and go. We hurry up. I think it was August or some shit like that. We hurry up and went pro the next year, like in January. And you can go back. Well, You can go back and watch my YouTube or some shit like that. I put him on YouTube. He used to beat people down because he was in Mexico and they were easy fights. He was beating people down with one hand. He would line them up with one hand. He would line them up with the left hand. He would beat them down like a weapon. So if you ever heard me say some shit about hit him with the weapon or hit him with the stick, he would line them up and literally just beat them down. I promise with one hand. So the right hand was the only hand. So then later on, he hurt the fucking right hand. All he had was a left hand. When he got signed with Top Rank, all he had was a left hand, really. So you can go watch the second fight, Perez in particular, to show you the style. And Perez, he was moving. So the people who like to think he's flat-footed, can't move, can't do nothing, I point you to the Perez fight. I think Perez beat somebody. I can't remember who it was, some smaller fighter. But he fought Perez. So when he fought Perez, he didn't get the stoppage. He fought Perez, didn't get the stoppage with it, but he only had one hand. He only had a left hand then, right? So he was just jabbing him around, jabbing with no right hand. He'd touch him with the right sometimes. He was just jabbing and moving, jabbing and moving. Okay. Fast forward, after Perez, he got it fixed. We got Quentin Roundle. So now he had two good hands. So two good hands with Quentin Roundle. It was a lackluster performance. He was so anxious because he had the two hands. He was so anxious to get him out of there. He was talking shit. This was his first heated battle where a person actually called him out. Lackluster performance, smothering himself, all kind of shit like that, which is the only fight that he smothered himself. But he certainly all of a sudden got this reputation of smothering himself. We only did it in one fight. You won't find it in any other fight that Quentin Roundle. So that happened. So now you got two good hands. Now God jump into play. You got but God into play in all of them, especially in the Quentin Roundle, because that made the world down on us. Tim Bradley talking shit. Now he come back with a lackluster performance against Boca Chica. He gets dropped against Boca Chica. Gets that, thank God he got dropped against Boca Chica, not a better fighter. Gets that out the way. He gets the adversity out the way. He gets up. He handles it. I'm very proud. I'm laughing in the corner. Go back and watch the fight. I'm laughing in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Because he experienced it. I'm happy that's out the way. You've been cut before. You've been dropped before. You've been, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You've been in situations before. These are all character building moments. He's been in these situations. So now, upon lining up the rematch with Boca Chica, Santillan needs to fight. Santillan is number one in the WBO. That's what God kicked in, put us in position that he was in. That's when my son kicked in, and he, like I said, he had two hands since Quentin Roundle. So, hey, let's get it. He get in there, he fuck up, he destroys Santillan, and let's not forget. People saying this knockout of the year possibility. Santillan's fight was knockout of the year at the time. You know what I'm saying? That was potential knockout of the year at the time too. So he gets two knockouts of the year candidates 2 years in a row. At 23 years old, one of them. You feel me? He hurt his hand, his left hand. He hurt his left hand, the last punch or some shit like that. He dropped him, man. He hurt his knuckle. He hurt his hand. So that's what he had. That's where this came from, where the weight came in at. So, I mean, we got to look at what we're looking at, man. My boy, I'm very proud. He's not the same fighter that anybody's seen in the gym. He's not the same fighter that any of your favorite fighters will sparring with, whether he did good or bad. He's not the same fighter. They tell you that being a world champion ups your pedigree and your mentality. It definitely did. I mean, you see he's fighting with dangerous intentions. He's punching with vicious intentions. Hey, man, look, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay. I have John BX who sends a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He goes, was Bud scared of Boots when he refused the mandatory and moved up to 154, even though he was waiting on the rematch with Spence?
I don't. This is how I feel about that right there. It's like a Polanco fight. What somebody said to my Tiger Johnson fight. What does that fight do for him? Boots was untested. Boots had never been in there, you know, with any other elite fighters, top fighters. Bud is the man in the streets. Bud is the pound for pound. Bud got bigger fish to fry. You get what I'm saying? I understand people saying that. I can understand why people would think that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But from a business perspective of it, from even however you want to look at it, it's what we say, high risk, low reward. Like, what the fuck is he gonna get out of that? You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna get ranked high out of it. Boots was still an up and coming fighter.
I got you. I have here Lake County with a $2 super chat. Salute to you. He goes, stop sleeping on B. Check right hand. It's a sleeper. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Lake County knows where, man. Lake County have been out with us. Lake County, he ride with the team. He know what it is. Again, I point people to the Perez fight. You can see my son moving. You can see him doing this. You can see him doing that. Go to the Boca Chica fight. You see my son moving. You see him doing this. You can see him doing that. Then in Santillan fight, he said, fuck that shit. He stopped. He stands still. He catches shit. So it's actually the opposite of what people think. They think he's just this kind of fighter when he was already that kind of fighter. You know what I'm saying? He was already that kind of fighter. You know, just before the eyes got on him. So then, all he can do is this. If he take lateral movements, I point people also Sasaki fight in particular. He keeps his head on the line. I somewhat agree with you, but I want you. So we practice about that. But I want you to look at something. When you move your feet, you move your head, right? Mm-hmm. So go look at Santillan fight. Go look at a Cuevas fight. Go look at a Sasaki fight, and you will see he takes slight steps to the right, slight steps to the left. When you move your feet, you move your head. You understand? Is it big? Is it so you see it? No. Watch when he hits Sasaki. Watch how he takes a slight step to the right, and he get that angle on it. Hey, you can make a miss by a hair of an inch. And it doesn't matter.
It was a great knockout because he throws the jab to the body, and then Sasaki he tries it and then pull. It's just like a quick counter. It was just like boom. It's almost like he knew the punch was coming.
IQ, man. IQ. Again, look, I've been saying it, said it on every channel, said it on every platform. We knocking down doors one at a time. They said we wasn't gonna be known. We know. They said that we was going to lose the next fight we fight. We didn't lose it. They said that Cuevas was going to knock him out. He didn't knock him out. They said Sasaki was going to, this is some people saying, you don't believe it, you go look. Some people say Sasaki will knock him out, didn't knock him out. He going to get slept because of what he did in Santillan. He ain't got slept. You get what I'm saying? You got people, wishing all these ill feelings on, but that's the good thing. That's the good thing because it's like you're going to keep watching him because you're ready for something to happen to him. With Cuevas fight, they say he got buzzed the first round. Okay, so when Abdullah Mason, when he gets dropped against a lesser fighter, then it's about how he got up and what he did with it. But with my son, when he get up and stop a man, he didn't even get up, he didn't even get dropped. When he stops a man with a jab, don't go down, then it's not the same energy. It is what it is, man. I'm used to it. I'm cool with it. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have to deal with it because I wouldn't be able to be angry and have this passion that I have when I do these interviews. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I'm with my son, I'm happy. When I'm out in the game, in the world, I'm happy. You feel what I'm saying? But we need that fight to keep us going. So keep the hate going. Keep your favorite fighter coming that you say we ducking, that ain't got where we at yet, that don't have nothing to offer us yet. Keep saying that we ducking them. You know what I'm saying? That's good. We'll take that.
I got one question and 2 super chats, and then I'll let you go about your way. You've been very gracious with your time. My last question before I get to the super chats is Rohan Polanco, who we talked about earlier, is going to be fighting a common opponent with you in Quentin Randall. Quentin Randall, somebody who's a bit tricky, bit awkward, gave you guys trouble. Yeah. What do you think of that fight? You said you don't think much of Polanco. You did mention Randall is awkward and can.
Yeah. I don't think. Well, see, I watched all of Quentin Randall's fight. He was the first person that I studied because people got to understand that was the first fight that a lot of fighters that knew Quentin Randall. He was in the Olympics. People don't know this, so he already fought an Olympian. He was the captain of the Olympic team in fact. So I mean, that's a hell of a fight to have. You know what I mean? So with that being said, he's a very crafty individual. He had been overseas. He has seen different styles and different things and different that. I think the way Polanco fights, I think it's I can see Quentin Randall beat him. I don't think it's gonna be an exciting fight at all. I don't think it's gonna be exciting by no means. I seen what Quentin Randall do to stop the offense. He did it to my son. I see what he does. And he's, like I say, he's a very tricky fighter. It's about what he does to you and what he makes you do. And
would you be surprised if Polanco stopped him? Would that be a surprise to you?
Nah, because one punch always change a fight. No, I wouldn't.
All
I mean,
right,
you catch him, you tell him, hey, look, his chin didn't get tested. My son didn't hit him square on the chin with no square. You know what I'm saying? He was, like you said, he was smothering himself. He did a lot of things wrong in that fight. I'm not saying my son perfect. I'm not saying he's always been perfect and none of that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't cracking him on the chin like he was cracking Sasaki. He wasn't cracking him on the chin like he was cracking Giovanni. He wasn't cracking him on the chin like he cracked Cuevas. He wasn't hitting him flush like that with them flush shots because he tricked it like that. You know what I'm saying? Styles Madu made fights. If Polanco catch him with some or whatever the case may be. But I mean, I would be surprised. I don't know. He looked good against Boca Chica too. Quentin, he looked real good against Boca Chica. That was the best I've seen him look in all the fights I watched him in.
Yeah.
I watched him. I watched all of his fights because I had to study him for my son's fight. And Boca Chica fight, to his credit, that was the best I ever seen him look.
Okay. I have here a $5 super chat. Salute to you, Lake County. He says, at John BX, Bozy said Bud offered them the fight. The Black Prime fight, they turned it down and said we're loyal to Showtime. Why didn't they accept?
I think I know Bozy, knew Bozy or whatever then, but they solid people. I've always said that. That's why I was disheartened when Bozy started putting it loud about my son getting dropped. After that was never even a fucking conversation. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Of all people, why would I respected him so much? He seems to be, I can't say what he is now after saying some shit like that, but like when you meet him and when you know him, anybody that's been in his presence, he's really, really a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Boots, good guy. They're not coming off as dipshits. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why the city love him. I understand why, you know, that people around them love them, and I don't know about the lie from them shit. That goes with their integrity or whatever. But so I understand that. So I think that they were just being loyal to who was helping them at the time. You know, they shared a manager of Cameron Duncan. God, you know, rest in peace. So they both had the same manager, and Cameron Duncan, he was trying to push us the same way. He was trying to push us the PBC way, the Showtime way. You know what I'm saying? So they was doing like collaboration type situations. You feel what I'm saying? So I think if anything, if that's what it was, I heard about it. If that's what it was, it probably would just, you know, stay in the course. I don't think it was fear. You know what I mean? I talk shit, but if I'm talking shit, I'm really just talking shit. I say he turned it down too. I say Boots turned it down, but I really just be talking shit. I'm a realist at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that he was afraid of the fight or nothing like that at the time. I think that Skip would be long-winded, but just hear me. I think, if anything, now there's a lot more pressure on Boots than then. There's a lot of pressure on Boots right now.
Especially moving to a new division.
No. Here's the pressure, and here's why I believe he's moving like he's moving. It's what I said. I pay attention. You got to remember who this guy is. You heard him talk after the second Karen fight. He a kid, bro. I said it. He's a fucking kid. Like, look at how he's not weathered. So with that being said, it's a lot of pressure when the world thinks you're this. When the world, and I'm not saying he's not. I'm not on here saying he's not this or that. He hasn't proven it. So now when you have a lackluster or okay performance, even when you win, you know, 12 the old rounds or whatever, and people gonna talk shit to you, now you worried about these people turning on you. Now, you know what I'm saying? Because you had the world at your feet. He had the boxing world at his feet until Karen fight. He had the boxing world at his feet until Karen fight outside of the Bud fans. The Bud fans knew that he ain't been tested, and that was the truth. But he had everybody else at his feet until after the Karen fight. And then it was like, you look like this in the first Karen that you did 24 rounds after saying you're going to knock him out. And Karen didn't run. So I think it's a lot of pressure on him. You got Eddie Hearn admitting to him to Boots worried about underperforming against Teofimo Lopez. It's not that he's scared of Teofimo Lopez. I think it's exactly what he said. He worried about underperforming because y'all put such a high standard on what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? That people don't understand. I've been saying the man has not been fucking tested. He ain't been physically hurt. He ain't been dropped. He ain't been cut. I said a long time ago, the mistake y'all made is now he has to grow up in front of the world. He has to grow as a fighter in front of the world. Bud went through it early when he got hurt by, was that Gamboa? Who hurt Bud?
Yeah, Gamboa.
When Gamboa hurt him, Bud had to go through it, but he went through it early. Now you see what he's been doing ever since. You get what I'm saying? He hadn't been in that situation since. You know what I mean?
I have a caller, Stock Chasers. What's up, my man?
Oh, I've heard that bomb ass. I seen him all in the comment. What his bomb ass got to say? I can't hear.
Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Oh, there we go.
Yo, what's good?
Remember that.
Yeah, you gonna have to tell me, and I gotta tell him.
Yo, first of all, tell Bono when I said what's good and why he like, yeah, I'll be talking shit. So what?
He said first he wants to say what's good, and then yeah, he be talking shit. So what?
But
What's
check
up?
this out. Yo, what's good?
Okay.
Yo, look. Now, on a real note, I want you to ask him why is it that his son isn't ranked for the WBC, IBF? Why is his son name not showing up on those rankings whatsoever?
Well, I
Just
can
curious.
I can answer that question for you. When you're a champion, you can't be ranked at another sanctioning body. That's why he's not ranked.
Yeah, nah.
Okay. So
It was crazy. It was crazy. I didn't know that either. So that's not a stupid question. I didn't realize that either until my son became champion. What I did, and this is how I found out. Santillan, right? I was so happy with that Santillan fight, man. I was so happy. Santillan was ranked number 1 in the WBO. He was ranked like number 5, but he was ranked high in every section about it, right? Santillan, Giovanni Santillan. Y'all can go back. If you don't believe me, you can go back. If you on Google, you can go back and Google welterweight rankings from, and you can put a certain month in there from May 2024. Go look at that and look at all of the rankings. It's going to show you the IBF. I look at this shit. It's going to show you where this person was at that time, right? He was ranked high and everything. So when my son won, my son wasn't in no ranking, right? He was at the WBO the top, like, why he ain't in none of these rest of these? Where he at? So it took me a minute to figure that out. I was like, oh, when you're a champion, you can't be ranked in no other sanctioning body. I didn't realize that myself either. And I've been in this shit for a long time. But I've never had a world champion.
That's something I knew. That's something I knew. And you was trying earlier to come at me. And I was saying
Hey,
how
you got it. Congratulations. You got it. Hey, I never said I know everything. Hey, you hear me admitting that. You hear me admitting that I didn't know that either though, right?
Okay, all right. Stock Chasers, you had another question?
yeah, no, I just look. Do you hear me, Brian? No, or not?
He doesn't. He
You
doesn't.
don't.
I hear
All right.
you.
So look, just tell him that. Listen, congratulations to his son on the knockout, but tell him to please make sure that his son is fighting top tier talent, and not start cherry picking and fighting dudes that we know ain't worth the time, because that happens as well. So you got Devin Haney, you got Rohan Polanco breathing down your neck. We don't want to see Alexis Roca. Please, God, don't set up that fight. There's a lot of other good ones that we could probably set up. But thanks for having me.
No doubt. So he said the first thing he wants to say is, first of all, congratulations. That was a really good knockout.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He goes, but now that you're a champion, he doesn't want you cherry picking and looking for the easiest fight, looking for fights you don't want. You got Rohan Polanco, who's breathing down your neck. You got I forget, he mentioned another fighter. Excuse me. He mentioned another fighter as well. And then he also said that, please, for God's sakes, do not fight Alexis Rocha. That's not a fight.
You know what? That's what's Chris crazy. You say that, and again, I'm a realist. It is the business of boxing. That name was just brought up by our team. I don't want that fight. I hate that. That fight makes no sense whatsoever. We already destroyed the guy that destroyed him. That fight is a waste of time fight. But it was also brought up as a homecoming fight. You know what I'm saying?
He might be the man. Isn't he ranked number 1 in the WBO?
Exactly. He's ranked number 1 in our sanctioning body. So by the numbers, it makes sense. We may not have a choice. Exactly.
Go ahead, my bad.
But no, I 1000% do not want to see that fight. I agree with you. I only want fights that's gonna move the needle. I like Polanco fight because Polanco is an up and coming fighter. Even though he's older than my son, he's an up and coming fighter, and he believes in himself. I've always told this to my son about, look at the people that he just fought, the last 3 that he just fought, really, really believed in themselves. There's nothing like taking the fight out of a person that Giovanni Setia in his hometown, 32 years old, been in the game for a long time, been pro since my son was a kid, probably 10, 11 years old, 13 years old. Not game, I'm talking professional. Since my son was like 10, 11 years old, 32 years old, get his first shot in his backyard. He's not going to lose. Nothing you going to tell him, nothing you going to do. He was fighting like that. He was fighting like he was possessed. He was fighting with his head. He was fighting with his elbows. He was fighting with his shoulder. Look at the fight. I peeped everything. He was fighting with everything he had. My son took the fight out of him very calmly, very coolly. You got Cuevas thinking that we was ducking him. He really thought, I don't know if y'all saw the press conference. I figured it out. In the press conference, they thought that we faked the hand injury to get away from Jaron Ennis last year. That's what Cuevas said, right? So my son had to show Cuevas the scar from the surgery at the press conference. So he was like, you think I'm scared? He's like, so we found out. He thought that. Now, me and my son have talks during the camps and about this person and what they think and what they're doing. And if he built his whole camp based on that, he thought my son was small. As you saw, my son was just as big as him. So he thought my son was also small. He said he's a small welterweight. I don't know how some people look big on TV, how some people look small, but he thought my son was small. My son was just as big as him. So when he get there, my son is no longer small. He said he get hit hard. My son took his best shot. He said my son was afraid of him. It was clear my son wasn't afraid of him. When he hit him with that jab and he felt where he felt, he realized that everything he had trained on, everything his mental was around was not true. He had nothing for my son, and he did not want to become a highlight reel like Giovanni Santillan was. That's what I took out of Derek Cuevas fight.
All right, this is the last super chat, and then we can go. It says, believe it or not, this is John BX. Salute to you for the $5 super chat. He says, believe it or not, I think your son is a great fighter and will be for years to come. But I don't buy the boots duck narrative that you are trying to push.
That's fine. That's fine. My thing is this right here, and it's basic, very basic. And you can answer back in a regular conversation. You got to super chat it. Did Boots or did he Boots not? So I showed you the interview. I hope you heard it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. Boots said at the beginning of May, I may weigh easy. That's just y'all talking. Y'all doing all that talking or whatever else. This and that, man, I may weigh easy. This and that, whatever. Then they come back and offer us a fight for the end of the year, right? We say yes, but we don't want to lock it in for that until the end of the year. So this is the thing I'm telling that people don't know. We call Eddie back 2 days later after he tried to put that out there with the duck and shit back out there. Eddie never called us back. We said let's lock in then. Eddie never called us back. He still ain't called us back. Again, I'm gonna go back to my original statement that y'all might have heard me say a long time ago. I don't know why Boots don't want to fight my son. He don't want to fight my son. He does not want to fight. I don't know if it's because he don't want my son to gain notoriety. You got to remember, he didn't fight Teofimo Lopez in admission of him having a lackluster performance. You know what I mean? He said that. Eddie Hearn came out his mouth and said, Boots said he's worried about having a lackluster performance. That's what he said about Teofimo Lopez. You got what I'm saying? So what make you think that he wasn't worried about that against my son? Because I already told you by my own words, the shit in the gym was ass. Outside of the first sparring session and 3 minutes of the second sparring session and 30 seconds of the last sparring session, their sessions was the boringest shit. Bro, it was horrible. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, bro, what the fuck? Again, my son, it's like they made a silent agreement. It was horrible. It was horrible.
I got a $2 super chat from Stock Chases. Thank you for the super chat. He says, please get with Bill and Turkey for the debut.
I love it. I love it. We hoping, we fishing. I love it. That's why somebody said we ducking. Nah, we ain't ducking no Devin. I love it. I love it. It's gonna be hard. The thing why I'm not even talking the Devin shit and pushing the Devin shit is Bill right now. But I went back and I listened to something that I didn't hear on the Boxing Voice. I heard it probably last night. that kind of pissed me off. And I already know Bill being Bill, he gonna turn me the wrong way. We're gonna turn it upside down. And we all gonna get exactly what you want. Me and Bill talking shit. It's inevitable. Because Bill is
I'm excited for the press conference.
Yeah. Bill is an alpha male. Bill is indeed an alpha male. I'm indeed an alpha male. I talk my shit. He talk his shit. We're not going to be able to be respectful too long. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to be respectful for too long. You feel what I'm saying?
Another guy who talks his shit, and I'm excited for the press conference and weigh in and all that, is Rohan, man. I know he speaks Spanish. He doesn't speak English, but it's definitely entertaining how he talks.
Yeah. It is, especially him being Spanish. Hey, I want to address somebody real quick. And I'm gonna address him only because I don't even want to make you famous. I'm gonna say the motherfucker name Trill. Bitch, motherfucker, I saw you in the comments saying that my son was getting knocked out against Sasaki. You don't know shit about boxing. You are a dick rider. You are a boot slap nut holder. You eating crow over and over. Now you go. Every person that my son get in there with, you said it about Cuevas. Every person he get in there with, you one of the ones that gonna look for him to get hurt, knocked out, or look bad. Well, guess what? He's 3-0 and 3 knockouts, 2 devastating knockouts, 1 quick knockout with a fucking jab, shot him to the fucking corner. You get what I'm saying? What is your guy the last 3 fights? 1, the Albanesian was a last-minute replacement. He didn't stop him. He didn't drop him. He didn't sleep him like Bud did. He made him quit on the stool. The second one, he went 12 rounds and arguably got cracked a lot against a motherfucker that ain't never fought nobody else before and never fought nobody else after. And then he just had his best performance against a flat-footed motherfucker that even he admitted to had nothing to offer to him that was flat-footed. So, pussy motherfucker, you keep fishing. I'm going to keep laughing at your ass. It's too bad that Boost don't believe what you believe. So you never did what I said and went to his comments, to his X profile, to his YouTube, his Instagram, and told him to fight us. So why your motherfucking homeboy don't want to smoke? Tell him to shut me the fuck up. I'm sorry I had to address that pussy.
No, you good. And we'll end it on that note. Yo, Brian, man, I truly enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed yourself as well.
Yeah, cool, man. You know, I love the smoke. It gives me something to do in life.
Hey, listen. I'm definitely, as you know, from the interaction, I'm definitely not one to stand down. I enjoyed the conversation.
I love it.
We were respectful, and that's all I could ask for. Is you could express yourself as long as you're respectful, and you was. We're gonna do this again, and when your son gets a fight lined up and he wants to do,
I'm talking about your pussy ass. The one who just said who we talking about your pussy ass. So what now?
No, I was saying, and when your son I know he's not doing interview nows, but when your son,
no, he's doing interviews. You got a lot. They got set up to do them or whatever.
Well, whenever he's ready for me and you, we'll keep in touch. My brother,
Peace, that you Stock Chase, even though you talking your little fuck shit. Lake County, that's my dog. A shout out to you, man, and whatever else. All of y'all, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Keep watching. My boy gonna keep doing what he doing. 24 years old, the youngest champion. I gotta say it now because Abdullah makes me to come through and take that over. So the youngest champion in boxing right now, before Abdullah makes it come through and make his run. But right now, I
got Hector Bermudez. This is Rohan Polanco's trainer. He sends a $5 super chat salute to you. He says, your dedication and support have truly shaped your boy into a champion. You must be so proud of his achievement.
I'm very, very proud of his achievement, man. It's like, I used to feel like it was 50-50 because I put everything in him. I poured every single thing I can to him. But if y'all knew, and if y'all know how serious he take this shit, how he takes it to the next level, it's like, he amazing, man. He does it on his own. Now I did what I was supposed to do as a father, and I fed it to him. It's like it's literally the comparison of you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I led that motherfucker to the water, and I threw the water. He drank all that shit.
I wish Hector would have came in earlier, man. I would have loved for you guys to interact, man. He's a real funny guy, a good friend of the show. Hector Bermudez, he's a trainer of Rohan Polanco. Unfortunately, he came late, but we'll end it. Maybe next time we'll get you guys together. Maybe it could be scheduled and you guys could go back and forth.
Man, that's what to do, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. Keep watching, whether you hating, whether you love it. Slowly but surely, we turning everything around. You're going to see it. We was nobody. We couldn't make the money. It's reported. You see, we made the money. The money don't go down. So, look, it's what it is. We're doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
My man, thank you so much.
You'll be my sit your fuck ass down.
My brother, peace out. I appreciate your time.